Welcome to Grandpa Hill's Stories. I am Grandpa Hill. For my children, my grandchildren, and all children, what you're about to hear really happened to me. Welcome to Grandpa Hill's True Stories. I'm sitting here with some of my giggly grandchildren and their mom and dad. The mom is my daughter, and she is sitting next to her sister, who's also a sister. She's a Capuchin sister. And they're going to hear a story today that they maybe have never heard before about their own great-grandfather. So this would be your great-great-grandfather. His name was Grandpa Bonse. That was his name, Grandpa Bonse. He was born, I think, in America, but his parents had come here from Germany. And my mom would have been their oldest daughter. They had 9 children, and Grandpa had a thing about food that was kind of a little different. Because when he was feeding the children, providing for the children, he was, during the 1930s, it's a terrible time called the Great Depression. It was hard for people to get food, hard for them to get work. Everything was difficult. So when he did have food for the family, he was kind of, it was none of this stuff that you guys do today, like, I don't want to eat this, because you were hungry and you ate what you were given. And you ate it like, oh, I ate 2 pieces. No, there was none of that. You had to clean the bones, eat the knuckles clean, and then the bones could still be used for soup. Okay, so you just didn't have all the food that we have now. So when I was 16, Grandpa's older, and they're doing better. They have some money. They can buy food and grow food and stuff like that. And they came across me, Grandpa Hill. Well, I'm Grandpa Hill now, but back then I was just Don. And my grandpa would call me Donny Boy. So he would call it Donny. He said, Donny. And Donny wanted something special for his birthday time. He wanted to have turtle soup. And turtle soup, I had heard about, was really, really good. But turtle soup was pretty expensive. And it was, pieces of the turtle and make a cream sauce or whatever it was going to be. But I was going to go to Northport, Michigan, and have some turtle soup. And he agreed to do this, which was really pretty unusual to me. But he said, first, we have to take the garbage that we have to the dump. So they have this dump. It's like a city dump or township dump. So we go to the dump. And I like going to the dump because the dump has lots of things to climb on and fall on and get cut and messed up. And it's just really old metal, old garbage, stinking, rotting things all over the place. So I'm looking at these, there's dead animals and leftover food from people and things that they threw away. And it's all just sitting there rotting. But one of the things that happens at that dump is the bears come to eat the food that's been thrown away. Now you have garbage dump bears. And although the black bear is typically not dangerous, but once he's used to eating that kind of ugly, gross, rotting food, sometimes the bears get sick, and sometimes they get very lazy, and they think any food, instead of eating acorns or whatever bears eat, and ants and honey and stuff, they're doing garbage. They become garbage bears. So I'm a little bit apprehensive, a little bit scared about this place. Now, I'm not that young anymore. I mean, I'm about probably 15 or 14 or somewhere around there. Or I might have been on that vacation when I was 16 or going to be 16. So, because he had to do the driving. So we'll say I was 15 years old and I wanted this soup. So we go to the dump, we get rid of our garbage, and he leaves me time to explore. But before we leave, we go to the barrel. There's a barrel, those 50-gallon water drums and stuff. You put water and stuff in. But go to the barrel. It's out at the mailbox. Who puts a barrel out at the mailbox? This man does. This man lives right next to the dump. And Grandpa says, I can get out of the car. And he says, let's go check out the barrel. So we go to the barrel. And what's in the barrel?
A bear?
No, not the bear. The turtle, and the turtle, and the turtle, and the turtle. There's 4 snapping turtles. They're like stacked in there, and they're calling and scratching and trying to get out of the barrel, and their heads are poking up. It looks like if you went into in the Daniel and the lion's den, like if you put your hand in there, they're all going to start snapping and biting and stuff. Very, nowadays they talk about cruelty, so it's kind of cruel to see that situation. And then we go from there to the restaurant. And on the way to the restaurant, Grandpa explains to me that those turtles that are in the barrel that is next to the dump, where all that garbage is, grew nice and big and fat eating that garbage. And then the man caught him, put him in the barrel, and the man who is going to cook them at the restaurant is going to come by and get those turtles. Yes, hold your mouth. It almost makes you ill to think about what you're going to eat. So then I wasn't so sure I wanted turtle soup anymore. But I ate it anyways because I'm a guy and I'm going to be like tough. I'm going to eat the soup. And the soup actually did taste good. But in the back of my head, I'm seeing those turtles in the barrel going, they're snapping and everything. And I'm going like, I don't think I like turtle soup as much as I thought I would.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think maybe once in my life, I've, maybe a second time I had turtle soup, like when I was traveling and stuff like that. But his point was to me is that very wonderful, expensive turtle soup that's going to be sold to me, and he bought the lunch, he bought the lunch bowl of soup and a sandwich, is actually garbage. Or came from garbage. And it was like, what a lesson. So part of the lesson is, knowing where your food came from is important. And then knowing how it was killed, if it's meat, and how it was grown, and how clean and dirty or whatever it was. But not to be fooled by the price. Because you take that price and the right spice, and you go like, oh, I love that turtle soup. But then you go like, you look at the turtles, and you look at the dump, and you realize, boy, I paid a lot of money for garbage. And it didn't taste quite as good as I thought. I mean, the taste was okay, but the spice was good. But when it comes to actually tasting that turtle meat, I didn't like it anymore.
Yeah.
And that's my story.
Marshmallow,
Yes, Gorf?
I'm so glad you're not a snapping turtle.
Yeah. I like being your friend. And snapping turtles snap. And they do eat frogs.
They do? I thought they ate garbage. That's what Grandpa said in his story.
I don't know if Grandpa knows what those turtles in his soup had been eating. They could have been eating frogs, or snakes, or bugs,
Or garbage. That's what they were eating, right?
That's what Grandpa thought, and they were eating. And I think that's what Grandpa Bonse wanted him to think.
Wow, Grandpa's desire for turtle soup. I think it kind of went away after he saw those turtles and the dump and everything.
Yes, Gorf, what do you think about your food makes a big difference as to how much you like it.
Is that why lots of children don't want to eat the good food that their parents fix for them? And they just think it's not good, so they don't want to eat it?
Hmm, maybe. I think you got it.
Uh, Grandpa learned a big lesson, and Grandpa Bonzi said almost nothing. Just showed him the dump, the turtles in the barrel, and then bought him the soup.
Yeah, he was a very clever and wise man. He knew Grandpa was smart and could think for himself and was too excited about an expensive soup he had never had before.
Marshmallow,
Yes,
do you think about food? You seem to eat just about everything. Sandwiches, chubs, hamburger, hamburger, and more hamburger.
I guess I do think about food a lot. Mostly, I think about how I can get more.
So if Grandpa Bonzi showed you a bunch of frogs in a bag and then took you out to the restaurant for frog legs, you would eat them and not think about it?
Gorf. Yes, a raccoon would eat frog legs and not think about them. But
But you're actually a puppet, and you wouldn't eat me because puppets don't eat real food.
that's right, Gorf. You got it again.
What do puppets eat?
Other puppets?